All right. That's enough. Shut the music up. Hey, shut the music off. Hey, Johnny, shut it off. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Hey, folks. It's a special election night coverage here on twitch.tv/dude versus dog. Welcome. I think I might be coming in pretty softly. I also have to figure out my fucking mic. Ugh, yeah. Yo, Garbot, what's up? Everybody give it up for Garbot Games. I still don't have my soundboard set up, so this is all you get. Don't you love seeing that? I hate how I have to look so high up. Ugh.
So you heard there from Donald Trump and Kamala Harris today. And of course, all eyes, as we've been saying, are on these key swing states, the Rust Belt states in the north of the country.
Oh my God, I cannot watch this. Why do I have this on? I went through my whole YouTube feed. This was the only thing relevant. Oh my God, I don't want to watch this shit. All right, I'm going to set up my soundboard. I need to figure out why my microphone is so soft right now. What would it be? It's really capturing my mouse movements too. I don't like that. Guys, gain? My gain is pretty high, but I can set it up more. Okay, here. I'm setting it up to like 93. Is this too loud? It's probably too loud, right? Does it get all distorted? I think that was my problem. Does it sound bad? Probably sounds bad, right? Let's put it down to 90. Yeah. No, actually, it's only if I talk. Wow. Yeah, it's not going to yellow at all right now. What does the limiter do? Bring the overall level up to a consistent volume using gain boost. This ensures that the signal will not be louder than the target value, but will still be consistently loud. Yeah, the problem is, like, I can get it loud, but then it sounds really distorted and bad. Limiter will cap it so it doesn't peak. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm over limiting. What happens if I put it like this? How is this? Is this too much? Is this too distorted? I put it at 2. That's pretty loud. It's better? Okay. Okay. Don't mind if I do. If I bump this down, bump this up. How's that? My neighbor's home. My neighbor is home. I can hear them in the hallway. Oh my God, this. Hey, thank you for your help, Garbot. Good luck in your D&D campaign tonight. A good distraction is all we need. I'm going to set up my soundboard right now. Hopefully this is all coming out clear. I think in... Thank you. Jake, I'm glad your vote doesn't matter. Good job living in New York City. What's up, Jake? Hey, Zoomers, give it up for your fellow Zoomer, Jake. All right, I'm going to set up my soundboard. Jake, if you have any opinions... Oh, shit. If you have any opinions on how my voice sounds and what I could do to make it better, please let me know. All right, I'm picking up a lot of like background noise. So, a thing in Montevideo, I'm noticing, because they don't want Trump. That's like the only reason to vote for Kamala. Because they don't want Trump, Jake, because he's a fucking psychopath who's gonna ruin everything.
From Pennsylvania. Good evening and very good to talk to you. I just wonder, first of all, how you think things look in
The guy like raped kids with Epstein. I don't know how to break this to you. He's a bad guy.
It's a lot of questions, right? The polling is extremely close in all the swing states.
Everyone hates Gen Z. And these questions make me think you deserve it.
In previous cycles, or did they overcalibrate? This is something we won't know until the votes are counted and we've got an outcome. But there are some actual data points that have been coming in. I find it interesting to see the big movement towards Republicans in terms of voter registrations. It's generally true across the country. It's particularly true in Pennsylvania, which is a very important state, as you know. It's also the case that in early voting, Republicans were entirely absent 4 years ago, but Republicans have done a lot of early voting and mail voting in Pennsylvania, in particular, this election cycle. So neither of those facts are dispositive regarding the outcome, but they are interesting data points that
Sure they are.
They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Hey, I'm very religious, disciplined Gen Z. Okay, well, so does that mean, wouldn't that mean you don't vote for evil people?
But honestly, I think he has a very badly flawed opponent.
If you don't want to vote for evil people, you shouldn't vote at all.
So I understand why people will
But if you want to,
make the decision that maybe
I vote for evil people. Okay, so your religion means nothing to you. I understand.
when he was president pursued, and they're concerned about the very far left orientation of Harris. So look, in my view,
Play audio clip. All right, I need to get like claps going.
qualified himself by virtue of
Oh yeah, Jake, I know.
2020 election.
You're a young Zoomer. You're
Harris has been on
not even 20 yet. You're still in your teens. I get it.
I'm kind of a man without a home at the presidential level, but fortunately, I've got lots of good
What did she say?
forward in the Senate and House races.
I'm tempted to ask who you did vote for.
I'll tell you who I voted for. I wrote in Nikki Haley. And, it's interesting.
God, this guy's such a loser.
During the Republican primary, by the time it got to Pennsylvania votes relatively late, most cycles. Nikki Haley had already withdrawn from the race. She had announced that she was no longer a candidate, and yet 15% of Republican voters voted for her anyway on that primary. So it'll be interesting to see whether there are more split ticket voting happening or not. But
Ugh.
that's yet to be seen.
Senator, I just want to tell you about a post that Donald Trump put out.
That's it?
In the last half.
That's all you got, Jake?
A lot of talk about massive tension in Philadelphia.
I bet she was talking about other things, or maybe just the fact that he was screaming.
For weeks.
Yeah. No, there's no question in my mind if Donald Trump loses the election, he will deny having lost the election, just as he did last time, just as he did when he lost the Iowa primary to Ted Cruz. He will say that it was stolen, it was rigged. That is who he is. That is what he does. So I'm not surprised that he's kind of laying the groundwork for that.
Jake, I'm not here to defend Kamala. I hate her. I don't like her at all. But Trump is like, he's the most perfect evil you can imagine. He's done everything evil in his life. And he's stupid as fuck. Oh, and then there's an ad. Great. Wonderful.
Republicans, that's what we call them now, who are, being encouraged by the likes of Liz Cheney, Kamala Harris, the GOP to vote for Kamala Harris.
And where will they go? What did they do today? What have they done if they voted early? These are the questions
questions we will find out the answers to.
Nikki Haley, moderate Republican.
Right, exactly. And you know, of course.
All right,
there
let's
were-
do soundboard.
There were the so-called McCain Republicans, old school Republicans.
Claps. Where's my claps? Where are my claps at?
With Donald Trump do not want to vote for him, never Trumpers. But can they really vote for Kamala Harris, who, let's remember, you know, not all that long ago when she was on the hill here behind us, she was voted the most left-wing, the most liberal of all senators.
Most left wing. Oh my god, I hate fucking corporate news. This shit is so stupid. It's all just superficialities. Oh my god. Who the fuck voted Kamala as the most left wing anything? And why do we care what they think? Because they're obviously stupid. There's nothing left wing about Kamala.
Why do you think that would be?
They couldn't agree between them. Trump didn't really want her, you know, the fact that she opposed him in the primary was not something, you know, he was likely to forgive. He didn't really want her on board. She also, to be honest with you, was playing a kind of a very careful game. She finally wrote in the Wall Street Journal, an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal just yesterday saying, I don't like Donald Trump, I don't like his personality, I don't like his character, but he'd be a better president on the policies than Kamala Harris. So vote for her. That was a really intriguing thing of her to do, because what she did is, if she had not come out publicly, I mean, she previously
Bald Tim Walls. Oh, I have a Tim Walls emote now.
if he had then lost, her chances of, or even if he won, her chances of being the candidate in 2028.
This is the official emote of tonight.
Kind of like making a little concession, a little down payment to the Trump supporters, the vast majority of Republicans who are Trump supporters, to sort of indicate that I'm still. So, you know, you can't really accuse me of having sabotage.
All right, there we are. That's well, that's the set. There it is.
God, corporate news, I fucking hate it. Hate it so much.
Be back at the top of the hour.
It's
We arrive. A secret hospital hidden in the Myanmar jungle.
what's my next travel plan? Look, it's looking like New Zealand.
Its military rulers don't want the world to see, but we have.
I fight for my own future. I fight for my generation future.
This is an actual crime.
We're gonna stick to the southern hemisphere and stay far, far away from fascist America.
This is a major humanitarian disaster.
All right, what else can we watch? What we got on the old YouTubes? Jerry Seinfeld, Larry David, Stoicism, and filming Unfrosted. Wow, yeah, that sounds interesting. Hey, there's White Bat Audio. We love White Bat Audio. Why did games in the 2000s look like that? Yeah, let's watch this.
Games from the 2000s. Some remember them fondly, while others just look at them and think, what the hell? But those who do recall them warmly may have noticed that. For some reason, games in the 2000s
Pop-up streams, what does that mean?
aesthetics and vibrant colors. Nowadays, though, games tend to aim for a more realistic and muted look. Back then, maybe you had a PS2 or the very first Xbox. And have you ever
Was a
wondered
pop-up
why
stream.
games from the 2000s look so different and why they used to captivate us in a way that's hard to explain? You might think it's just nostalgia, that we've grown up and so on, but what if I told you that it's not just nostalgia? Games actually were different back then, and there are a few reasons for it. Today, I'll explain why games from the 2000s looked the
Oh no, it doesn't do that anymore? That sucks. Yeah, that's
As
so
you know,
stupid.
back in those days, games were made with low polygon models, which is not usually an issue in today's games. For those unfamiliar, polygons are the basic elements in 3D graphics, typically triangular or quadrilateral shapes defined by points. The more polygons are there, the smoother the 3D graphics look. With fewer polygons, models, environments, and common objects and games appear more angular. However, the higher the polygons count, the more computer power is required. Nowadays, games graphics contain millions of polygons and no one worries about it, since today's computers can handle them, so developers don't pay as much attention to this aspect. But why do low poly graphics, which often made games look graphically awful in the past, seem more appealing and familiar to many people than ultra-realistic graphics? It's not just nostalgia, though I get that nostalgia can create false memories, there's more to it. Look at the old Resident Evil from 1996 and check out the main character, Chris Redfield. You'll notice he looks odd, as if 100 triangles were thrown together to create his beard, clothes, and clunky boots. It's really rough in a game, and you might think it's almost unplayable. Now look at Ethan Winters from Resident Evil 8. Here you can see a real person with clear emotions, facial features, and even detailed hair. His smooth skin doesn't stand out, instead the seamlessness provides a sense of calm. That's because perhaps new older games evoke the uncanny valley effect, a phenomenon.
Alright, okay. I appreciate the effort this guy put into this video, but you can't just be reciting common knowledge to me as if it's like news. Come on, dude. Alright, let's watch this.
Few genres have produced as many games that mean as much to players as JRPGs. I mean, it's not a competition or anything, but if it were, I'm not
Oh yeah,
there
my
is any
soundboard.
other genre responsible for as much nostalgia, as the endless supply of remakes and the enduring legacy of so many classic titles attest to.
There we go.
But Japanese role-playing games have more to offer than this, and their history is surprisingly turbulent. From years and years of struggling to gain a foothold in the West, with
Alright, there's one.
successful titles not even being localized, to rapidly ascending to the pinnacle of critical and commercial success.
I gotta find claps. Where the hell are my claps?
Future, to then later crashing back down to reality amidst high-profile failures and a broader identity crisis, and finally to where we are today, where the situation looks vastly different to just 10 years ago. Basically,
Shit,
there's a lot
where
to
are
cover,
they? They're
and
gone.
This video will cover
Where did
all
my
of it,
claps go?
or at least as much as can be reasonably crammed in to 2 3/4 hours, which is a lot.
2 3/4 hour long video.
Definition and origins.
What?
And hey, at least defining what a JRPG is will be easy and not at all controversial.
Huh?
I mean, I have previously defined what an RPG is, which, if you missed that or don't remember, are games that combine playing the role of a player character or small group of characters with statistical gameplay systems, as well as games which were inspired by and
I lost my
descended from the
claps.
first RPG, Dungeons and Dragons.
I lost my claps.
Meaning, as the abbreviation implies, JRPGs are simply Japanese role-playing games, i.e. any RPG made in Japan. Right? Okay, maybe there's going to be a little controversy, so let's just get it over with. Dark Souls is an RPG. Dark Souls is made in Japan. So is Dark Souls a JRPG? No. Of course, opinions over this vary, and it has been heavily discussed. Generally, people seem to be trending towards yes early on, and have gravitated more towards no with time. And even Sony has weighed in on the debate, on their official PlayStation JRPG page, where they said,
Cares.
no, of course Dark Souls isn't a JRPG. What the f are you talking about? I might be paraphrasing a bit there. That might not have been Sony's exact words, but given that they do take a surprisingly clear stance on the issue, I feel it's what they wanted to say. Still, the
Where did my
controversy
claps
over this
go?
question does challenge the
I got a remote into
RPGs being
to the dog computer back in the United States just to figure out where my claps
the
went.
case with simple definitions. They are useful, but they're not always the most accurate. In reality, genres are imperfect labels we use to more easily describe things, and defining a genre strictly through geography can lead to confusion. Not only are there RPGs made in Japan many do not consider to be JRPGs, and games many consider to be JRPGs that were made outside Japan, But even this geographical rule has grey areas. For example, much of the development of Final Fantasy II and III took place in Sacramento, California. And according to my in-depth
I didn't know that.
California is not in Japan. So does that mean Final Fantasy II and III, and also Final Fantasy IX, by the way, are Western RPGs rather than JRPGs? But maybe you'd argue it's not about where the game is physically made, but where the company is based. But then you have examples like Mistwalker, an American-Japanese studio from Final Fantasy creator Hironobu Sakaguchi, which is based in Hawaii, meaning the likes of Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey wouldn't be JRPGs. But maybe you'd argue it's not about the nationality of the company, but instead the people who worked on the game.
No, I wouldn't.
One of the most important JRPGs of all time was made by a Dutchman, and Japanese developers have worked on Western games, and non-Japanese developers have worked on Japanese games. So how many Japanese developers do you need to turn an RPG into a JRPG? And who is checking the nationality of everyone involved? And should this really be what defines the entire genre? RPGs made in Japan is a good, simple definition, but the true defining quality of any genre is its essence. And while this essence might...
Man, you know, I love talking about video games and RPGs and all this shit, but some of these YouTube videos are just so tedious. We're already 5 minutes in, we're still trying to define what a JRPG is, just for the sake of the story of the video that's already 3 hours long. Man, just keep it concise. Keep it pithy. Here's what you do. You just define it. You say, Webster's defines a JRPG. You make a joke and then you move on. I can't do 3 hours of this. What else we got? All right, I'm gonna try connecting to my computer in the United States just to figure out where my fucking sound clips went. Gulp, here we go. Here we go. It's a lot of bandwidth. This might not work. This might crash everything. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm in. How can I figure this out? Oh God. It was tied to my keyboard. Oh no. Where is it? Razor Central. That might be a bridge too far. Yes. Oh. It's having some trouble rendering Razor Central. I don't even know if that's the right thing. Ugh. It's not here. Lap. Oh, it's because I didn't call it. Oh my god! I remember what I called it. I called it smattering. There's laugh clap. Where'd that go? Laugh clap was on desktop inside sounds. Okay. Um. Okay. So let me search for. There it is. I found you. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Location, copy over. Whew. All right. What was I doing? Let me get out of this. Laugh clap is there too. Why did that show up in my search? Okay. And then we'll do. Huh? I'm really trying to organize all my shit way better. Not everything transferred over, so it's very frustrating. Are you kidding me? What is happening? Oh, that's why it's a wave format. Never mind, is thwart. My phone is too hot and can't multitask. Jake, why is your phone so hot? Es muy caliente. All right, does this work? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. Next one. Okay. Okay. Yes. What were you doing with your phone today? Hey, by the way, Jake, one of the phrases a lot of people are saying is is what is it? Is it C claro or is it claro C? Does that mean just like sure? Sure. I think that's what it means. Sure. No problem. Sure. Sí, claro. I hear it a lot in my day to day. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. And here's another thing. I keep apologizing to people when I don't speak Spanish. Is lo siento the right thing to say, or should I say something else? Don't you dare lie to me, Jake. Don't you dare lie to me. I say lo siento. Okay. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Because I say that shit a lot. Perdón, me disculpa. I don't say me disculpa very much. Maybe I should say that more. Perdón. Perdóname. I don't know. Lo siento, no entiendo. Lo siento, no entiendo. That's my catchphrase. All right, we got laugh and clap, smattering, and awe. What else do we need? Oh, we need gasp. Gasp. Of course. There we go. Now we're back in business. So I tried, I was walking around. It was a beautiful day in Montevideo today, and I was walking around this morning looking for some coffee. I was not able to finish the server, no. I just had no time. I had so many projects I wanted to do before I left on this trip, and I got there like maybe half of them. Moving my stuff took like so much more time than I thought it would. That was insane. I couldn't believe it. But I'll have another chance when I come back in December. Briefly. So I was walking around Montevideo today. Beautiful day. It was like in the 70s. It was sunny, not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful fucking day. Nice breeze. And I wasn't doing anything. I was just walking around, checking things out. I wanted a coffee. And you know, it's like a European city here. You can't get American coffee anywhere. It's all fucking espresso bullshit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, folks? You know what I mean? I found this place. I love a good croissant. Found a place that had like specialty croissant. So I was like, okay, that's my place. I walk in. I see all the specialty croissants. I see some with like cocoa and Nutella, Nutella. I'm like, ooh, delicious. Don't mind if I do. Well, let's attempt communication here. And there's one girl behind the register. As like, hola. And then she said something I couldn't understand. I gave her a quizzical look. And I was like, lo siento, hablo inglés. No entiendo. All the same bullshit. And she had like a frown on her face. Like she was very disappointed in me. I started sweating. I was getting nervous. And she hands me 3 menus. I'm like, okay, I mean, all I want is a coffee and a croissant. I can see the croissant I want right there. All I gotta do is say, okay, un cappuccino y croissant de coco y Nutella. And that's what I said, right? And she still like looked confused. I was like, come on, that wasn't so bad. Please. just just help me out here. Work with me here, please. You know what I want. You understood me. And so she just like kind of nodded, and she's like, she wrote some things down, so that means okay, she did understand me. And then I was just standing there. I pulled out my wallet and I pull out my card, and she looks at me and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "What? Card? Did you get my order or not? I'm gonna pay." And she's like, "No, something, 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 something." At first she asked if it was Aki, but she didn't say Aki. She said something else. I don't know. Well, you know, like here or to go. I worked out that much. And then she was like, you pay. She was trying to say, I pay later. I pay after I eat and drink. Después. I finally like remembered después. But basically I just sat there for about 10 minutes waiting for that croissant I pointed out, wondering if I like somehow screwed up this order and like canceled it or something, if she was even gonna like serve me. She finally comes around. I'm very grateful. Muchas gracias. That's the sort of just fucking daily headaches I go through. I wish I'd brought you, Jake. You could have been my translator, my Zoomer translator. Give it up for Jake, everybody. It's pretty loud. I need to clean that up. Oh boy. Okay. What else we want? Okay, we got the audience stuff. What else? Oh, we need Bustin. We got to get Bustin on here. And while we're at it, might as well watch some more fucking terrible corporate news. Is Majority Report going yet? No. Damn. Why is Sky News the only thing being recommended to me? Got nothing else? Brian Tyler Cohen? Who the hell is that? Bunch of friends and Frasier. What is all this shit? ABC News. Oh my god. Is there a better one? Let's do Associated Press, I guess. Oh yeah, this will be good. Nice and dry. No stupid ass opinions. Family Guy funny moments. Englishmen arriving in Sudamerica. Okay, what are we doing here? Yes. Okay, there's one. All right. And then this guy. Know what to put here.
China.
God. How many days are you planning to stay in Uruguay? Uruguay. I'm here all of November. I got 3 more weeks. Suffer? Suffer? What do you mean suffer? How dare you? Is this working? Oh, please quack doesn't work. Damn. Why not? Oh, I know why. It didn't work. Why? There it is. Whoa. Tú no me entiendes las palabras que salen de mi boca. What are palabra? Palabra. Oh, words. You don't know the words that are coming out of my mouth. That's true. No matter, like, sometimes I can like work my way through written Spanish and figure out what is being said, but if someone speaks it to me, I have no fucking clue. No fucking
From the
clue.
Associated Press, this is an election 2024 update. Live from Washington, here is Meg Kennard.
What's the movie with the Asian guy and the black guy?
As we just heard from Sagar,
Rush Hour.
the next hour, voting will be ending in much of the Southeast, including those battlegrounds of North Carolina and Georgia, as well as a few other states. As these polls close, the counting and tabulating begins. And as we've heard from Christina, that's a process that can be contentious, can take some time, and is being closely watched on all sides. There are also some unique things about what happens after votes are cast that are important to keep in mind, and some things that are different this year. And where are some of these changes being considered? You guessed it, some of those key battleground states that are the most hotly contested tonight. Sagar is yet again back with me. Sagar, thank you for just living on this set with me. I appreciate it.
And just yet again talking about battlegrounds.
Well, I mean, there's just a lot to get into there. Let's talk now about voting changes. There are some of these pivotal states. They're the most hotly contested. Things have also changed about how votes are counted and how this process works. Among the battlegrounds, what should we be thinking about?
So you have Georgia, first off, which within the last month, its Board of Elections, which is dominated by a pro-Trump conservative bloc, had basically decided that poll workers must hand count ballots. That was a very late change. Democrats and other voting groups cried foul. Republicans said that they needed that to ensure transparency. Again, we all remember that difference in Georgia 4 years ago, very narrow win for Joe Biden. A judge, just within the last few weeks, blocked that, at least for now, saying if we were to do this now, it throws way too much uncertainty and chaos into the system. So that's not going to happen now. So that
WebSocket plugin. That's what I need. Shit. Well, I can't do any of the WebSocket stuff. I need to write that down.
You're just going to delay what is already delayed. Essentially, you're just going to drag out this process even more. So that's Georgia. Then you have Arizona, where they have a fairly new law requiring that, and I want to make sure I get this right because the wording is so interesting.
Sure.
The envelopes that mail-in ballots come in, the law requires that the envelopes themselves, the envelopes, be counted first, and then the ballots be counted.
So it's like 2 rounds of counting. We count the number of envelopes that we have, and then we tally up who got what.
Because it wasn't going to take long enough as was. Now you double up there, and
What
that's
else we
what
got?
the challengers had said was, you're going to drag out the count in Maricopa County, which is always such a key
A
phrase.
massively populated state.
Massively, one of the biggest populations.
Is that where Garbot lives?
In America, where essentially Arizona will be decided, the home to Phoenix. So in 2 of those battleground states, those are fairly big developments that happened within 6-8 months of an election everyone's been eagerly anticipating for 4 years.
Yeah, those are big changes. What about Pennsylvania? Are there different things happening there too?
Yeah, there have been a couple of court decisions within the last few months regarding, for example, provisional ballots being counted. Let's say your mail-in ballot was damaged. There was a whole debate over whether you would then be allowed to cast a provisional ballot on election day itself. And states Supreme Court just last week rejected the appeal from Republicans that would say no, you cannot cast a provisional ballot at that point again.
It's time, it's time, it's time. It's time for Council Corner.
It's time. Trump Republicans, but they did at the same time show victory.
It's time.
The Supreme Court in a decision over the counting, but these were never going to be easy counts to start.
I don't know.
Why not just change some stuff?
I don't know. I made that one extra zesty.
Keeps our jobs interesting for sure. Thank you, Sagar. We'll be back with you soon. And we will be coming back to you with information on the first round of poll closings across the
All right,
US.
here we go.
And later this evening, AP's first
U.S. presidents. Oh my God. Oh my God.
with these live pictures coming into us from New York City.
Oh shit, that's a lot of presidents.
Skyline lit up in red, white, and blue for this election night. Back with you soon.
All right, hold on. All right, here we go. Move you down here. And then go to content corner. Let's see if this works. It's gonna work. The fuck? Why doesn't that
It's time for the Dude versus Dog Content Corner.
Won't work anymore. It just has the music. Okay. And then it goes into this. All the associations are broken here too. All right, well, I gotta fix those. I wasn't expecting a content corner tonight, folks. So... there we go. All right. Let's rank some presidents. Oh, man. I know. I miss her too. Poor Chewie. Damn. Chewie. I don't know who half of these guys are. So... I'll put everyone I don't know in loser who cares. All right. Man, that's going to get annoying, so let's mute that. Okay. All right, let's rank some presidents. Some presidents. Here we go. 100 best presidents. Wait, what did I do? What's going on? Man. Okay, come on. Work with me here. All right. George Washington. He was a slave owner. So fuck him. D. All right, cool. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Ba, ba, ba. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Basically, all these black and white guys. Who the hell knows? The fuck? Who are these losers? Okay, Abe Lincoln, maybe the best president we ever had. He was kind of racist, I think, but everyone was back then. So it was par for the course. He got shot before he could do anything totally evil, I think. Oh, God. Yeah, let's give him an S. He did the right thing, mostly, I think, right? Can't really complain about fixing one of the original sins of the United States, or attempting to fix. Then he got shot and everything went to hell all over again. Can you zoom in a bit more? Okay. All right. No idea what this is. This is why tier maker, like, why don't they have hover over labeling? The fuck? One of these is Grant. I don't know. These guys suck. Fuck these guys. Man, fuck all these. Remember when presidents had beards and mustaches? It's fucking weird. When was the last time we had a bearded president? Like 100 years ago? All right, here's Teddy Roosevelt. I kind of like the park system, so, but this guy's kind of a shithead. He's like an outdoorsy sort of like, let's go to war just for war's sake kind of guy. Didn't he like invade Cuba with the Rough Riders and shit? I'll give him a D. I think the national parks are on par with like the War of Independence and all that shit. I don't know them by face. Zachary Taylor. Oh, Andrew Jackson is definitely F tier. Fuck that guy. Trail of Tears, dude. Genocide. Fuck Andrew Jackson. What is this? Woodrow Wilson? I thought someone was knocking on my door. I heard knocking, but it's just neighbor. William McKinley. What did McKinley do? He got shot, right? That's all I know him for. Getting shot. All the Reconstruction era presidents, who gives a shit? They didn't do shit. Is this Wilson? World War I Wilson? Is that who that is? I don't know. Is that Taft? Who's this dingus? Is this Calvin Coolidge? I'll give him a D just because he has a nice name. Woodrow Wilson is the nerd. This is Woodrow Wilson. Okay. Actually, we need another tier. Um, criminals and psychopaths. All right. The nerd is Woodrow Wilson. He got us into World War One or some shit, right? Wait, what was it? League of Nations? Is that picking up on mic? There's a lot of tapping happening. The first one is Howard Taft. Fat man. Loser, who cares? Woodrow Wilson. What do I know about Woodrow Wilson? All I know is like he got us into World War One for some reason. Yeah, fuck that guy. Thomas Jefferson. Declaration of Independence was he gets most of the credit for that one, I guess. I think it was a team effort. He seems like a bit of a, I don't know, egotist, and he also had slaves. So, fuck that guy, dude. Yeah. Psychopath. Who's this dingus? Is this Zachary Taylor? Wait, isn't this Wilson? No, this is Hoover, right? It's not Hoover? Is this Hoover? This is Herbert Hoover, and this is the guy in between. What was his name? He's so forgettable. He's sandwiched between Coolidge and Hoover, right? The 20s had like 3 presidents. Who was that guy? Oh, I'm trying to think the name. Oh man, this is gonna kill me. I used to know this. I used to be able to do all the recite all the names of the presidents of the 1900s. I don't know why. Harding. Okay. Okay. I think it went Harding, Coolidge, Hoover, maybe. Yeah, loser. Who cares? Hoover, I think, was a psychopath. I'm not sure. I don't really remember. Didn't he like kind of usher in the Great Depression? I'll just say he did. FDR, he gets an A. You know what? Maybe I'll give him an S. No. He gets an A. He did really kind of stomp on our civil liberties, and he was racist, Come on, man. You can't throw people in internment camps. Get the hell out of here. Truman. Oh my God. Criminal and psychopath. Fucking nuked civilian populations in 2 cities. Fuck that guy. Eisenhower, Conan O'Brien's favorite president, for whatever fucking reason. I'll give him a C because he was car brained. Yeah, I'll give him a B because he called out the military industrial complex. I didn't do anything about it, but whatever. He calls them like he sees them. Kennedy. Jesus. Kennedy. Average. Kind of got shot before he could do anything really too bombastically good, right? I mean, he handled the Cuban Missile Crisis, but also, I guess yeah, I mean, he averted, total nuclear destruction, so that's cool. Thanks, I guess. I don't know. He's all right. I think he wanted to do some civil liberties shit, but he died, so who knows? At least he didn't own slaves. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, criminal and psychopath. Holy shit, dude. I'm convinced that Johnson was implicated in at least in some way with the assassination of JFK. I'm convinced. And also Vietnam, yeah. Fucking psycho, dude. Holy shit. Okay, Nixon. God. Oh my god. One of the worst, very worst. Ford. Fuck Ford, dude. Carter. Kind of a neo-lib loser. I'll call him a loser. Who the hell's this guy? Why does he come after Carter in the lineup? Wait, who are these guys? Why do we have so many of these fucking guys? Jesus. I mean, let's just get this one out of the way. Of course, obviously. 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 Who are these guys? He should be on top of Woodrow since he did play a major part during the civil rights and end it. Disagree. I mean, I don't think the good outweighs the bad that Johnson did. Johnson is just a fucking psycho. Last one is William Henry Harrison. Loser. Fucking loser. What is this guy? Burgess? What is this fucking guy's name? Look at this old bastard. Who the fuck is this old bastard? Oh, is this John Adams or something? I watched the thing on John Adams. He seemed okay, I guess. Did he didn't have slaves. John Adams didn't have slaves, right? Is this John Quincy Adams? Fucking Nepo baby. That's definitely picking up on my microphone. What are they doing? They're just knocking on the Martin Van Buren. This is Martin Van Buren? Loser. Who cares? Who is this guy? If this isn't John Adams, who is this guy? Will ChatGPT tell me? That's really annoying. I think they're like putting in a shelf or something. The first one was the first president to be recorded. This guy? Wow. Nice claim to fame, you old bastard. Who the fuck is this? Loser, who cares? Do something good for your country, you bastards. And stop owning slaves. See, that wasn't so hard. Look how many criminals we have as presidents. This is probably just recency bias. I bet they're all criminals in some way or another, but I know the crimes of these motherfuckers. Just a random old guy from the 1800s. Hey, you want to be president? You're hired. There you have it. Who is this guy? I gotta do. I'll do a Google search on this guy. It's got to be John Adams, right? Hold on. Okay. Oh, it's James Madison. Ugh, gross. Was that the bank guy? Fuck this guy. Get the hell out of there. Which one is John Adams? Is this John Adams? Is this John Adams? This is John Adams, right? All right. Who's this guy? Is this JQ? Old John Quincy? Old Nepo baby? All right, I'm satisfied with this list. The summation is most presidents were bad, if not evil, and we should not idolize these guys because they fucking suck, and we hate them, okay? Thank you. Folks, please clap for me. Okay, please clap doesn't work. I just killed my OBS. Folks. Please quack.
Please quack.
Thank you, Jeb. Much appreciated. James K. Polk. Okay. What did he do? Which one was Grant? He's one of these square motherfuckers. Was this one of these? Oh, is this Grant? No, this is Polk, right? Man, I get them all mixed up. One of these bearded motherfuckers. These guys suck. Man, fuck these guys. Wait, is this Andrew Jackson? No. Which one is Andrew Jackson? I gotta put him into criminals and psychopaths. I thought he had like a skinny face. Is this it? Oh, this is fucking Andrew Jackson. Oh, because okay, yeah, that makes sense. He would have been an old motherfucker by the time the photograph came around. Okay. Wow. What a piece of shit. All right, that balances things out a bit. I'm sure a lot of these motherfuckers are criminals too. What can you do? There you go, folks. Hell yes. Speaking of presidents, nothing reported so far, and they're still banging on my walls. Oh God, this is gonna be a real pain in the ass. I think I'm gonna play video games instead of doing anything regarding this election. I'm down in Uruguay. I came here to get away from the United States. Uh, Kamala just got a vote till right now. What does that mean? Explain yourself, Jack. Your first blue nibble. God, this is gonna be such a fucking clusterfuck. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go grab a food. I got this wrap. I kind of know what's in it. This is what I don't like about condenser mics. They really pick up the extra bullshit in the background. Like the plastic. Why are there almonds coming out of my wrap? Oh, fuck. Almonds? Why would there be... I cannot find a bacon, egg, and cheese in this city to save my life. But you know what I have found? Chivitos is like their famous sandwich. And basically, it's like every meat in a sandwich. And I'm not going to eat it because I don't eat... I try not to eat four-legged animals anymore. But I can't find bacon, egg, and cheese anywhere. They just make sandwiches out of ham. There's nothing but ham sandwiches in this fucking city. Montevideo, what's going on? Ever heard of pollo? Ever heard of pesca? Alright, what's going on with this thing? Why did almonds come out of my sandwich? Alright. It's got hummus. Alright. Alright. Got sun-dried tomato. Espinaca. And almonds. Why does it have almonds? Who wants to bite into an almond? Yeah, why didn't that say? Alright. Soundboard is up and running. Hmm. um. There we go. All right. You know, the almonds aren't bad. I see what they're going for. There's some other substance in here. I'm not sure what it is. And I don't want to know. Is this not going to play? Damn, are they really going to wait 3 hours before playing? I was hoping that YouTube would change the time to my time zone, but maybe not. Shit. Hmm. Hmm. This is one of the things that no one talks about or has talked about in this entire election cycle. But it's one of the things that pissed me off the most about Trump's first term. He was just handing out pardons left and right to fucking criminals. Like, there's just no justice under this fucking guy. Which, I mean, I guess you would expect. Vote for a clown, get a circus. Vote for a criminal, get a fucking crime. My thing just went off. Crime zone. He pardoned 7 Republican congressmen. Look at all these fucking guys. It is so hard in this country, or in that country, to prosecute rich and powerful people. And then what happens? Some fucking dipshit reality TV show guy gets into office and just starts pardoning everybody. Gee, thanks. You love to know there is no justice. war criminals. Political allies. Roger Stone, Michael Flynn, Steve Bannon, George Papadopoulos, Paul Manafort, Dinesh D'Souza, all these fucking pieces of shit. Ugh. Rich people. Joe Arpaio, who I'm pretty sure like diddled some people in prison. Scooter Libby, Jesus Christ. He had already gotten commuted by W. I wanted to make a video about this, but too late now. It would have probably been suppressed by YouTube anyways. Surprised he didn't give a pardon to Jeffrey Epstein. His buddy. His best friend. Oh, God. Oh, they are going to be streaming. Okay. Or at least they're supposed to. Maybe I should just start playing video games. Are they ever going to start, or what's going on here? It's Bilbo. I'm calling bluff. uh, oh, yeah. Where's my sound? Where is that?
I'm staying in the race.
I gotta put that on the board. I gotta make room. Who can go? Who can go? I guess I'll get rid of Box. We haven't used Box in a long time. I'm staying in the race. Um, you know what? I'll get rid of this one. Oh. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
I'm staying in the race.
I like it. Oh, come on, guys. You gonna play or what? Should I just start playing video games? Uh, we're waiting. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna look something up. What the hell is Faina? What is this? Farinata Soca Farinata Decise. What the Faina? I need to try this. Seems to be all the rage down here. Can I please not be in Espanol all the time? Please. What is this? Dredge is on sale. Huh. What the fuck is this? Is this like cheese pizza or something? Oh, Firefox, come on, man. Translate for me, please. Olive? Oh no. I don't like olives. Gross. Oh god, abundance of all. Oh wait, no. It's olive oil. I can do olive oil. Grumos? The hell are grumos? Busting out technology. I don't get it. Is it just the crust? Is it like a special crust for pizza? All right, what does this say? Garbanzos. Faina. I still don't understand. Is it eaten alone? Let's look it up on YouTube. Garbanzo flatbread. Guess it is eaten alone. What is this?
Hola, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos una vez más al pastificio de Nicola. Hoy vamos a hacer faina. Es una comida a base de harina de garbanzos originaria de Génova, donde se la conoce más como farinata di ceci. Además de su versión original, voy a preparar una faina con cebolla de verdeo, una propuesta tan sabrosa que merece trascender el rol de acompañante de la pizza. Es muy fácil de preparar y los ingredientes son muy pocos. Se van a necesitar 200 gramos de harina de garbanzos, medio litro de agua, sal fina a gusto y medio pocillo de aceite de oliva, que son unos 25 gramos. Y para la versión de cebolla de verdeo, pimienta negra molida y 200 gramos de cebollas de verdeo cortadas en rodajitas. Voy a empezar con la versión clásica. Coloco en un bol la harina de garbanzo y le agrego una cucharadita no muy colmada de sal. De las de medir sería media cucharadita. Mezclo. Comienzo a agregar el agua de a poco a medida que voy mezclando a fin de que no se formen grumos.
Okay.
Una vez incorporada toda el agua, se deja reposar sin cubrir por al menos 3 horas. Incluso se puede dejar hasta el otro día o hasta 24 horas. Una vez cumplido ese tiempo de reposo, vean cómo se habrá asentado la harina en el fondo del bol. Agrego entonces el medio pocillo de aceite de oliva. Vuelvo a mezclar bien y la mezcla está lista. Estas cantidades son para un molde pisero de 30 centímetros de diámetro. Seguidamente pongo en el molde suficiente aceite de oliva como para cubrirlo bien sin tener que desparramar con los dedos. Son unas 3 cucharadas más o menos.
Okay.
El siguiente es llevar la fuente al horno y dejar calentar a 220 grados durante 5 minutos. Horno fuerte sería. Este paso es fundamental para que la faina no se pegue a la bandeja. Una vez que está caliente, la retiro del horno e inmediatamente vuelco dentro la preparación. La llevo nuevamente al horno y horneo durante 5 minutos, primero sobre el piso del horno, después la subo al estante más alto y horneo por 30 minutos hasta que esté bien dorada.
Okay.
Una vez lista, la retiro del horno y la espolvoreo con pimienta negra recién molida, como hacen en Liguria.
So it's like a flatbread, a flavored crispy flatbread.
La fainá es muy rica, calentita, recién salida del horno. Pero también se puede disfrutar a temperatura ambiente, acompañada de una ensalada de vegetales para un menú completo. En Liguria, por ejemplo, la comen como si fuera un sándwich con una porción de focaccia cortada al medio. En Argentina, en la ciudad porteña de Buenos Aires, es muy común acompañarla de una porción de pizza. Y acá tengo otra mezcla que preparé ayer para hacer la focaccia con verdeo. Le agrego el aceite de oliva, un poquito de pimienta acá mismo.
I mean, I could eat that. Seems pretty all right to me. Delicioso, perhaps. I guess this just isn't gonna start. It's 20 minutes late. Holy shit. What else? What about chivitos? Chivitos. Oh. How many millions of views has this gotten? 29. Okay, sounds about right. People love animals. Chivitos sandwich.
Comida favorita de jugadores de fútbol de la ala.
Look at this thing.
Seguimos con la F de Federico Valverde. Chulada. Al asador nuestra carne.
Carne. Carne.
Una calentada al pan. En un sartén hacemos un huevito. Y ahora sí, pan, lechuga, jitomate, carnita, queso, jamón, tocino, morrón, huevito y cerramos. No me podrás negar que...
I would eat it. It's just too much jamón. Federico Valverde. Valverde. I don't know what that is. Chivito. If they took out the jamón, it'd be okay. Football player I know. Wagyu. Udu Wagyu. Oh yeah, They also like empanadas down here. Empanadas are the big thing. You can see empanadas everywhere.
November 5th, 2024.
Oh, Jake, you could go to this. So this is in Brooklyn.
Winning majority report. We are broadcasting really live. Steps from the industrially ravaged Gowanus Canal in the heartland of America. Tonight on the program, ladies and gentlemen, the other fake Melania.
The Bell House in Brooklyn.
No. Really getting into that.
Emma's idea?
That was not my idea. What's up, guys?
Emma did not want to do that.
I still don't get what the
26-minute biking.
It was for Sam.
How could that be?
Apparently, a
Just how big is Brooklyn?
Melania voted on her behalf in Florida. I don't know if it's true, but who gives a shit?
We're having fun.
We're having fun. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Leck. Bradley Alsop.
Matt Black.
Some other guests for you tonight. Some who you're going to be super psyched. Some that might be, frankly, a little controversial. I will just say, Tim Pool will not be here tonight. He is plunging his toilet. Again, apologies all around. If you haven't seen that story,
now
you can Google it later. Just to let you know what we anticipate tonight. It's going to be a total shit show. And think of this as a watch party. It's going to start off as a show and then just degrade as the evening goes on. But hopefully we'll end on a positive note. We're going to have in the background one of the major networks, playing in the background, not with audio. Sometimes we'll dip in, sometimes we'll dip out. We will give you updates as to what's going on. All right, folks, good night. This could go in a lot of wrong ways.
Come on, Georgia, don't mess up the whole night.
Emma, let's start. Why don't you tell us what we can anticipate? Where are we right now in terms of the polls, closing, and whatnot?
So anybody that's been watching the show, I think, knows that I'm a little bit skeptical about the claims that this is the closest race in the history of the country.
I think everybody thought you were going to say completely addicted to predicting markets.
Well, that's part of it. This definitely activates that part of my brain. But I do think that these major national pollsters are really hedging their bets. Like, we've observed this dynamic many times with Republicans and the way that they kind of bully the media, who they may have more liberal inclinations, right? So they get self-conscious about that very fact. So they'll both sides things when they don't need to both sides things. And I think right now, after all of the claims of fraud, the baseless garbage from Trump, these pollsters are afraid to come out and maybe make some of these proclamations. They're baking in a core Republican support, shy Trump vote that I just don't think exists anymore. I think we're looking at more of a shy Harris vote independent or Republican women that are afraid to maybe tell their husbands, that's why that ad hit so close to home, that they're going to the polls and voting for Harris. And some of these pollsters aren't picking up. So I've predicted a 7-state, swing state sweep for Harris. Holy shit, I hope I'm right. And let's have some fun.
All right. So what I meant to ask is when the actual polls close.
So in 2 minutes, North Carolina, Ohio, and West Virginia will close. We already have a lot of states at 7 p.m. Georgia closed, so we're seeing some of those results come up right there. Indiana, Kentucky, South Carolina, Vermont, and Virginia. Virginia, when Biden was still in the race, Virginia, which is a solid...
This is bad for my mental health. I don't know why. Oh my God.
Thankfully,
I
that
hate this.
motherfucker dropped out of the race, and Kamala Harris is going to win that one handily. So Georgia's the one that we have to worry about at this moment.
And Bradley, if you could admit me into the thing. Apparently, Donald Trump has already won Kentucky.
Okay.
We report, you decide.
I think that's taken.
Kamala Harris has won Vermont. And I think Trump is about to, he's also the projected winner of Indiana. My people are, yes. I mean, no surprise. The big thing, I think, the big shocker, of course, will be Iowa, if that actually happens, and we'll find out. In the meantime, we're watching some congressional races to get a sense of
Iowa
where
C.
things might be going relative to 2020 and 2022. But, we're in a tough situation. 2020 was an odd year because, as some of you may know, there was
The George Floyd effect?
The George Floyd effect. And also the once-in-a-lifetime pandemic. 2022 is an off-year election. Democrats came out in big numbers. We will see. But we're going to be watching, some of we had Dave Weigel on yesterday, and he gave us some heads up on congressional districts. We're going to be talking about, which ones to be watching.
Trump won 2 states and 1923.
We have a rotating cast of folks who are going to be coming up.
Yeah. It's only like 7 states that matter.
Who you might be expecting on this stage? Matt Binder, affectionately known as Old Matt. Francesca Fiorentini will be joining us. We're going to hear from Digby, and like I say, some surprise guests, some of whom, again, you guys are going to be super psyched. 1 or 2, maybe a little controversial. We'll hold off on that for the time being. Also, you will notice right in front of us there is we forgot to set that thing up too. We'll do that. This will maybe keep track of the Electoral College. As of now, it's not. But this whiteboard in front here, and if you can't see it, feel free, take your time. One point over the course of the evening, a lot of people, if you want to get up and stretch at any point, do not hesitate. It's going to be a long night, maybe 2 weeks. We will have to leave closer to midnight, but don't hesitate to get up, stretch your legs, head out in the front. If you have to go to the bathroom, feel free. But this right here has an email address. Now, it's a secret email address, so I'm not going to say it out there because we are broadcasting live to the rest of the country, care of
Sunset Lake. Sunset
Lake, Sebede.com.
Favorite sponsor.
They are one of our sponsors tonight. I will mention that in a moment. But as I explain this, there's an email address right there. And what you can do, because we want to take calls, but from you folks. So, yes, thank you. That was the appropriate response. So, if you're over in this section, you are the C section. Doesn't mean anything.
Communism.
If you're over in this section, you're the A section. Antifa?
Yeah.
And if you're in the B section, here in the middle,
Bernie
you're just
Bros.
in the B section.
Bernie Bros.
But what you do is you email us, say your name, your first name, and what color your shirt is, and then we will call you, pick you out of the queue to ask a question. We'll do this over the course of the night. Feel free to email in there. There is a free Wi-Fi.
Well, my fellow, I have to head out with my family and go to a restaurante. Goodbye, Dude versus the World. And have a good stream, Calvin Coolidge. Thank you. Thanks, Jake. Have an excellent dinner. I forgot what the word for dinner is. Give it up for Jake, everybody. I'll just be here losing my mind for no good reason at all.
Like Sebaday.com.
I'm gonna make a coffee.
I don't know if folks understand why we say Sebaday. It's because some of our publishers have an issue with saying a series of letters in the alphabet in the way that they're meant to be. And so I say Sebaday, and they're...
And sometimes a little tercé.
Exactly. But Sunset Lake, use the coupon code Left is Best. You will get 20% off. For every order placed tonight with the Left is Best code, Sunset Lake is going to donate $5 to UNRWA. That's the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine. That is tonight. All of your purchases will contribute to a donation. The donations will be split between Gaza and Lebanon's emergency appeal funds. And I should say, separately, we're going to be donating also to some Gaza relief funds. And at one point, we're going to put up the bakery from the family that we had introduced you to. We've been making food for other Gazans. But we'll do that a little bit later. But here's how it works. If you visit sunsetlakesebede.com tonight, place an order with Left is Best code. You'll save 20% on your entire order. Sunset Lake will donate $5 from each sale to UNRWA. Doesn't matter what you get, sleep gummies, fudge, tinctures, smokables, whatever it is, even one of their stylish hats. $5 from every order will go to families in need. I got to get up early tomorrow morning. The way I go to sleep now is either the
Oh yes, desayuno.
good night oil or the
Of course. I see that a lot.
without
It
melatonin
just nothing's registering anymore. My brain is just mush.
product. I forgot to put my solve on.
Desayuno.
Eczema. We didn't need to talk about it. Sunset Lake Sebede is a majority employee-owned hemp farm. Pays a minimum wage of $20 an hour. They carry a full lineup of products that help you sleep, relax, and better manage pain. Again, tonight only, head over to sunsetlakesebede.com. Use the code LEFTISBEST, all one word. Save 20% off and raise money for Palestinian and Lebanese families in need. And also, sponsoring the show tonight, and you can get their coffee here at the Bell House.
Right.
When you order it, you will be getting the Majority Report blend. Just Coffee has supported this program since day one. In fact, even when this program was not even a fetus, back when we were Break Room Live with Mark Maron, this coffee company, JustCoffee.com.
They're still doing ads? Come on, man.
They're a co-op in Madison. You hear about businesses having values. Most of those values suck.
I think I'm just gonna play video games. I don't know if I can take
For
this.
JustCoffee.coop, you are supporting a company that is a co-op. It supports democracy in the workplace. It also supports its growers in a way that no other coffee roaster does. If their farms are in trouble, they help them out. Just Coffee is a B Corp, and the ingredients, just one ingredient, that is organic coffee. They have single origin. They have something like the Majority Report blend. And you can check out their coffee tracker. Customers can plug in the 5-digit code on the bottom of the bag. This one is 42125. And you can see exactly who and where their coffee was grown, how much it was purchased for. Check them out. Great company.
That's cool.
I've said this before a bunch of times, but I just remember when these guys came out, gave free coffee to marchers in Madison, Wisconsin. I'll never forget. It was freezing cold, and they're just handing out coffee to people who are marching against Scott Walker. Just a great B Corp. Check them out. All right, I guess an update with what we got.
Yeah.
Should we tune in and see what we got from Kornacki right now, or?
Let's do so.
Let's do that.
There's not a ton of results right now. As we mentioned, Kamala's won Vermont as expected. Indiana, Kentucky, and West Virginia have all been called for Trump. Jim Justice is also going to, unsurprisingly, end up being the senator that replaces Joe Manchin. So that's part of why the Democrats' chances in this cycle for the Senate are a little bit more difficult. But as you all know, pay attention to Montana, pay attention to Dan Osborne in Nebraska, an actual independent, not a corporate hack like Joe Manchin. So that's the kind of stuff that we're paying attention to right now.
As of now, with Manchin losing, or I should say Jim Justice winning, Manchin exiting, the Senate is effectively
Republican.
Republican.
Yeah.
Possible pickups, like Emma says, in Nebraska, all red in Texas, Florida, you can say her name. Doesn't look so great right now. Don't know that there's really any other potential pickups, but we got to watch Sherrod Brown.
Yep.
Where is the most likely after Tester to maybe get knocked off? There's some questions in Pennsylvania. I think that's unlikely. Is there anywhere else? I think that people really.
Oh, I hate the United States so much.
Considered vulnerable, but I think she'll pull it off. I mean, you just mentioned Scott Walker. Like, the state of Wisconsin has been able to have a massive turnaround. I think, especially as their state Supreme Court is more democratic now. So I think Tammy Baldwin will be fine. And I'm not worried about Sherrod Brown. It's like Sherrod Brown is Teflon. He just seems to be okay and survives every election cycle, no matter how favorable to Republicans. And a reminder, the conditions in this race are not favorable to Republicans. That's what's been driving and what was driving our coverage about trying to force Biden to drop out. It was any generic Democrat polled around 4 points ahead of Donald Trump. And you know what PBS Marist released yesterday? Kamala Harris 4 points ahead of Donald Trump. So it's still
generic Democrat.
Just waiting for the results to roll in.
Can generic Democrat win?
All right, let's see what.
Find out tonight, folks, on Dude vs. Dog Night.
But maybe it's just an audio thing.
Yeah, he's just doing homework right now.
What's that? Can we put the audio up or?
It's up.
Oh, there we go. So they're just playing music and watching Kornacki freak out?
This is for all the thirsty MSNBC moms who want to see Kornacki in his element. I'm not one of them, but apparently there are a lot of them out there.
I want to see Steve Kornacki with bad posture.
This cannot be the actual broadcast of MSNBC, is it?
Oh, this might just be the Kornacki cam.
Yes.
It's the Kornacki cam. Broadcast?
I hear a lot of ladies cheering on the Kornacki cam.
Are there really fucking people watching this? I mean, except for this entire room
Yeah.
that we have basically held prison to watch it?
You don't
Can we get
understand,
the
Sam.
MSNBC stream? All right, all right, let's go to CNN and see if we can see, I don't know, somebody else's cam on CNN. Get the Van Jones cam. Are you sitting there?
Please, God, no.
They're not programming yet. I don't know why they're just showing the results.
All right, you want to go through, because this is garbage, whatever
What
this
is going on here with our... That's right. I guess that's what it... Oh,
Early votes at once, that the city of Milwaukee had to restart the processing or counting of those absentee ballots. They say an observer saw that while the ballot tabulators were sealed, the door wasn't properly closed on them. And after going through with the bipartisan team and making sure that nothing was tampered with, the city, out of an abundance of caution, decided to restart counting all of those absentee ballots. What this means is that
Oh my God.
results from this battleground state of Wisconsin, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. The clerk said in the past that they weren't expecting results from this city to come until after midnight Central Time.
I gotta play a video game. I cannot be watching this
2
shit.
to 3 hours later into the night,
my
there's
God.
more than 100,000.
This is gonna drive me nuts.
Those clerks are going to have to work through. So the vote is still ongoing right now, but be prepared to wait as those results come in later tonight, guys.
So
All right,
obviously,
Shaq Booster in Milwaukee. We're used to waiting for Milwaukee until the wee hours of the night. Want to go
we're
back?
going to see some of these shenanigans, particularly in urban areas in these swing states. Milwaukee County is the most populous county in the state in Wisconsin. 27% Black, 17% Latino, has an Asian American population. If the Democrats want to win the state of Wisconsin, they have to drive numbers in Milwaukee. And what do you know? Some independent observer has decided that it's time to recount the ballots because there may be some issue. This is what we're going to see with Trump. And who knows? Who knows if this was someone acting in earnest? We'll see. But this is the kind of thing that why Sam says, like, this could take 2 weeks. That's the reason.
One of the things...
They're gonna pull another 2,000 on us. It's, oh my God, one of the grossest miscarriages of justice ever. 2000 election.
You may be too young to recall this on some level, but in 2000, when the Supreme Court intervened in the Bush...
God, that just changed the world. That changed history. That stupid fucking anti-democratic decision. Small d democratic. Changed everything.
Would prejudice my words, prejudiced view that George W. Bush had won Florida. So the foregone conclusion that Bush won Florida, which incidentally it was called by his cousin who worked at Fox News at the time. Was it his brother-in-law? I always say cousin. Are you sure it was his brother-in-law? Okay.
But we know what I mean. What
Nevertheless,
was Jeb Bush was.
Well, Jeb Bush was his brother.
Yeah.
And he was co-chair, but it was a guy named Ellis. Still content it was his cousin, but there's some dispute about that. Nevertheless, the idea that there's a presumptive winner is absurd because there's no such thing as a presumptive winner of a state. You can have a presumptive nominee of a party because there's only so many votes available that are left, and they've achieved enough primary votes that they would win. But there's no such thing as a presumptive winner of the presidency until all the votes are counted. The idea that you have something like what they call a red mirage is that often you'll have non-urban areas report earlier. There's less votes to count. There's less complications. It appears that Trump in this instance would be ahead. They start saying, like, how all of a sudden did all these ballots show up? Well, it takes time to count them. I mean, We don't know how many, what the vote is until you count them. Milwaukee showing up late helps them create a narrative that there's something going on here. There's some type of chicanery. And you may not be aware of this, but the Supreme Court right now sucks. And the idea that ultimately, as Emma said, the Wisconsin State Supreme Court is technically nonpartisan, but there's a liberal majority there. But the idea that something could wind its way up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court in a narrow circumstance could in some way affect the outcome of the election. So situations where vote tallies coming from blue districts, and we know Milwaukee is one of the bluest parts of Wisconsin, is a little scary.
Well, there was a version of this even in COVID, right? With what was called the red mirage, because a lot of Democrats actually in that instance voted by mail, and in many of the swing states it was forbidden for them to count them prior to that. So all of the votes that were tabulated on election day made it look like, oh wow, Republicans are running away with this. And then the blue votes come in, and what do you know? Biden ended up winning that race, but it didn't stop Donald Trump from saying, oh, of course it's rigged. Where did all these votes come from? And
they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that
live there.
The ultimate rat fucker was a big part of that effort to basically make sure that Bush won, including starting what was called the Brooks Brothers riot, which was a bunch of Republican staffers, and they were dressed in Brooks Brothers, that's why they called it that, who were posing as concerned constituents.
We don't know if they were all in Brooks Brothers.
Some of them may have been in Vineyard Vines.
Various clothiers.
Yeah.
Of that ilk.
Of that ilk. But, that was a big reason why in Florida they were pressured to essentially stop the recount. And it was like, oh, for the health of the country, let's all come around George W. Bush and not Al Gore. And we know now
there are no safety mechanisms to prevent this from happening again. It's so fucking stupid.
It's when you get someone who's a little bit more brute, who's communicating that kind of stuff. And you know who Roger Stone was a big fan of and who helped get elected in 2016? Donald Trump. It's the same Republican Party. It's just a guy that fit the suit, as Sam has said millions of times. They created the conditions for Donald Trump, and now, tonight, I am praying that they get kicked in the fucking teeth. That's what I want. I'm manifesting that.
Yeah. And just a reminder, people tend to forget this. I don't think we knew the final results from California for months. And there's a lot of votes in California. And it's not inconceivable that Trump has gained some strength in California, gained some strength in New York, not enough to win, but enough that theoretically, Harris could win the Electoral College, Trump could win the popular vote, or at least seemingly so, by Thursday or Friday. It would be funny, that's true. But the way that Trump and the Republicans...
Oh.
That's fantastic. Apparently, they showed up at his apartment, and it was empty.
How's he driving
moved
that
everything
car?
into storage. I want to know if those...
What is this? Yes. Get fucked.
I thought it was Trump that died the way you guys reacted.
Sadly, Ken Langone's still alive.
Right.
Oh, there you go. I was wondering what was going on there.
A bit distracted.
So in 7 minutes, we're going to have another round of polls closing, if anyone's curious about this. The states, Pennsylvania is going to close at 8, which is the big one. That's the big state. But other ones that are important are Florida, because obviously there's an important Senate race there. Montana, the maybe key Senate race in the country at this point. But most of the East Coast states will close at 8 p.m. And we may have a better idea of how things are going out by then.
I think in a moment, in a couple minutes, we're going to have somebody come and really set the table for us in terms of what expectations can be. I'm not going to say who it is, although I'm starting to hear people take some guesses. We shall find it. All right. Maybe John. All right, let's put up something behind me so that people can get entertained. Let's put the Kornacki cam back up there.
Well, Kornacki cam to get value tanned. How about that? Thank you.
Mark Robinson lost in North Carolina.
The black Nazi.
God. That's good.
Steve Kornacki still just sitting there.
Punching over his numbers.
I wonder where they got the idea to shoot the side of someone's face.
What they call that, the Dutch angle?
Is he saying anything? Let's just turn on the volume and see what's going on. Just music? Let's hear it. Come on. Put it up. Let's see if we hear him. Kornacki's sending
It's like Fire Emblem music.
our info right now. That's what.
He's so busy.
I think maybe it is time.
It is. I mean, especially with that first domino to fall, because if Mark Robinson is losing this early, this means good things for Kamala Harris.
Oh, maybe we should again remind people.
Emma's always optimistic.
Our next guest, who
She's a zoomer.
to rely on for data analysis for elections, quite some time. Emma, why don't you remind folks what you're anticipating happening tonight? We will ask all our guests this question, but Emma's, why don't you tell us?
Well, so I think I said this if you guys listened to the show today and follow me on Twitter, where I'm
It's hard to know how many people listen to the show today. Don't say it. Very few. Good. Go ahead.
Okay. So, you know, I think I mentioned this at the start. I've been bullish on this notion that these national pollsters, I said this to start, but really, they are overestimating this shy Trump vote. Like, have you guys met a Trump supporter in 2024? They're not shy. They want to tell you. They put 1 million signs out on their lawn. They're, you know, this is a party that is only appealing to its base. And we saw that in the final weeks of the race. We saw that with the Madison Square Garden basically ode to the Nazi rally from 85 years ago. I mean, they were deliberately invoking that and saying everything that they could about Palestinians, about Jews, about, of course, Puerto Ricans, infamously. This is not Latinos, right?
Black people apparently like watermelon, I've been told.
I mean, truly, just like rank racism. And this is not the kind of campaign that you're gonna run if you actually are trying to appeal to moderate voters, but they're so high on their own supply. This is a very online campaign where they essentially think that we don't need anybody else. We just need men, we need white guys, and we'll drive out the base. I don't think that that's what's gonna win this election. I think that there are a lot of women that are pissed off. And this is the first election since a fundamental right for half of the population has been stripped away. And there are older women, and that's what I think that Iowa poll reflected, older white women that worry about their granddaughters and their daughters even. And they say, hey, I've experienced this right my entire life, and it's getting taken away from them. I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris even if I've voted Republican my entire life, even if I'm a registered independent. And that's what Jan Selzer picked up with in Iowa, and that's what I think is going to be the story of this race. So we still there's still a long way to go, but you know, in those blue wall states, in Michigan and Wisconsin, and in Pennsylvania, there's going to be a good amount of Republican women or independent women that I think vote in secret to make sure that Kamala Harris ends up being the president, next president.
And you think she wins all 7?
I have said that. I mean, I feel like I'm sweating my ass off if I say that, you know, in front of all these people, but because I want it to happen, obviously, but it's also what I truly think will happen. I think
Trump
that
is taking
it's
the lead.
statistically impossible for all of these races to be as close as the national aggregators are putting it together. I mean, even I think Nate Silver said that all of these polls having it as the closest race in history makes really little sense unless they're hurting, which means they're heavily weighting their results against what these other pollsters are doing. So they're all afraid to call the race for what it is. And I think that's going to be the story of this election. We'll see. We all lived through 2016, but there was a real difference in 2016. The enthusiasm was on the Republican side. Hillary had deeply, deeply awful unfavorables. And Harris polls as the change candidate. There are 4 people on these tickets, right? There's Harris, there's Walz, there's Trump, and there's Vance. Both Harris and Walz are the 2 candidates that poll above in plus with favorability in the country. Vance and Trump are net negatives. Anybody that's analyzing this race honestly and not like afraid of Trump voters would favor Harris and Walz in this race.
The only caveat I would add is the peanut effect.
Oh, yeah.
How many folks here are aware of the massive controversy around the squirrel Peanut?
What was this? I know.
A report tonight on the implications of the story of Peanut. CNN's about to make a projection right now. Trump has already won Florida.
Donald Trump, CNN projects, will win the state of Tennessee as expected with its 11 electoral votes. Missouri will go to Donald Trump. Missouri, as expected, will give
Fuck Missouri.
10 electoral votes. Here are 2 more projections for Trump. Alabama, CNN can project, will go to Donald Trump with its 9 electoral votes. And Oklahoma, CNN projects, will go to Donald Trump with its 7 electoral votes. We have some projections for Kamala Harris as well. CNN projects that the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, with its 11 electoral votes, as expected, will go to Kamala Harris. CNN can project that Maryland, as expected, with its 10 electoral votes, will go to Kamala Harris. And CNN can project that the District of Columbia, with its 3 electoral votes, can go
DC
to
elites.
Kamala Harris. Here are the states that where the polls just closed, where we are not prepared to make a projection. They include Connecticut, Delaware, Illinois,
Drop it
Maine,
down. I will tell
Mississippi.
you, Florida, you'll recall, in 2016, I think was the state where we all basically nearly vomited in our mouths as that came up. It's a different Florida. The expectation was that Trump was going to win, but maybe our next guest can tell us if it is a surprise that Trump won this early. Oh, I forgot to bring out RM. Well, we'll do that in a moment.
You're
Thanks
about
for
to be
reminding me.
valuetained.
But let's do this now. Ladies and gentlemen, John from San Antonio.
Thank you.
I wanted to see RM.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, John.
Thank you very much for having me. Came all the way from San Antonio. That's quite a flight. Yeah.
So, John, let's
Did not take a direct flight.
All right. Well,
Those
let's...
2 stopovers. But I came here on Sunday, and I've had a very nice time here in New York so far.
Okay. So, John.
Seen some jazz. Saw John Zorn the other night. That was a big thrill.
All right. Well, John,
And
if I could just
sorry, I'll
ask
get
you a
ready
question.
before you. Yeah.
John.
Yes.
If I could just ask you a question. Florida, surprised that it's called this early?
I wouldn't I've just been having such a good time in New York over the past 3 days that I haven't really kind of lost touch a little bit with what's going on with the election. So I guess it's a little bit of a, change for me. Once I got here and walked around the city and just seeing the vibrancy of it all.
All right, John.
I kind of, like I said, I was not necessarily.
Let me.
Oh my God! And I totally forgot
No, I
to
got
tell you all that I played
John.
pickleball for the first time.
If I could just ask you.
Brooklyn Park, it's
John.
totally free, and
John.
Let's
just talk
not
about
the most athletic person in the world, I can tell you that
Nebraska
right now.
10.
But
John
I was
Bacon.
not. What's that?
Don Bacon.
I was just saying I
Nebraska's
was not bad at all, and you can go there, and there are players just waiting to play pickleball. And it's a pickup game, and it's a fun game, and yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm getting too nervous from this shit. I'm gonna just play a video game and get my mind off of the fucking election. Oh, there's the real John.
Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, the real John from San Antonio. Hey, yeah. Fake John from San Antonio, otherwise known as John Benjamin, ladies and gentlemen. Go. Get away. Go. We got the real deal here, ladies and gentlemen. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is John from San Antonio.
So, John, I want to get to, we left a cliffhanger today on the show. I asked you your predictions for the presidency and the House and the Senate. But first, let me ask you about Florida. Are you surprised that they called it this early or no?
A little bit surprised, yeah, sure. Yeah, a little bit.
Just speak into, just put the mic down just a little bit right there.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing. I mean, was expecting about a 6 to 7 point win. So yeah, a little bit.
Should we be concerned at this point, or is Florida, are red states, and there's no accounting for that?
Well, I think we're going to see red mirages in, we're already seeing them in North Carolina and in Georgia because, that's the way it is. Rural voters don't have to wait in line. Urban voters work, and when they vote, they wait in long lines, and so you get their results in last. And so actually in the next few hours, we're probably going to see some pretty good results for Trump and for Republicans.
Oh.
Sorry to say that.
Rick Scott won.
Yeah.
All right. Not surprising.
All right, I can't. I gotta play a video game, get my mind off this shit.
Abandoned ship, and they've allowed the Republicans to just completely take over that extremely populous state.
Yeah, but the totals were a lot higher than the polling, though. So, I mean, that is a bit worrying, but, it's one state.
Oh, I can't. No, I gotta go.
We'll see how things work out.
Oh my god, I fucking hate fucking United States. I hate it so much. Okay, I gotta. Okay, I'm stopping. I'm stopping. I'm stopping.
One thing I was encouraged about is the second district of Florida is a very competitive race. Is 50% in. This is like the Tallahassee area. I think it's Neil Dunn is the Republican incumbent. It's really about the only competitive race so far. I think Weigel talked a little bit about the Paula Anna Luna race, the 13th district. She won that pretty handily despite having some good polls from St. Petersburg poll. That's in the St. Petersburg area. So yeah, I mean, maybe in the second district we'll get a shock. I mean, Neil Dunn is already up by, I think, a point or two, but I mean, it was surprising. Trying to look for bright spots, right? Look for bright spots for Democrats.
This could be a very sucky early evening.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, a
No.
lot of, well, I mean, I
The
hope
early
not.
side will suck, and then it'll get better. John, tell me what's going to happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, as the urban votes come in, it's going to get better, but it's going to take time for that to happen. And so, I mean, you know, for a little while, we're going to see a lot of, Trump support, a lot of Republican leads, you know. I wish it wasn't that way.
What of the swing states which one of the swing states do you anticipate that we will hear a call on first, if we do?
Wisconsin. I mean, they count their votes. The only thing that is going to, I mean, Michigan closes an hour before Wisconsin, but Wisconsin is very good at counting votes.
But what about this whole Milwaukee thing? Did you not hear about this?
I did not.
They're going to have to recount
Around 30,000.
everything they've already counted in Milwaukee, and that may push it to after midnight.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, so, I mean, generally what I've been reading is that the calls are going to come a lot faster than in 2020 because of, COVID and everything. And so hopefully we'll see some earlier calls. If Harris can win by margins over, let's say, between 1 and 1.5 in the formerly blue wall states of Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, then, we might get a call maybe tomorrow. I mean, I think we might have calls earlier in Wisconsin and Michigan. Of course, hopefully there won't be a polling error in Trump's favor,